In Aztec folklore, La Catrina, or Dame of the Dead, refers to the queen of the underworld, who watches over the bones of the dead. It was only fitting that notorious cartel queen Maria Lopez Esquivel would adopt the same title, La Catrina. She was no underworld spirit, but very much the modern world's Dame of the Dead. Anyone who crossed her would end up so anyway. Maria Guadalupe Lopez Esquivel was just 21 years old, but besides being an Instagram star, her life revolved around the savage and notorious Jalisco New Generation Cartel. She was the young, undisputed boss lady of a drug ring, but even as she ruled by the gun, she died by it, gunned down by the police after a bloody shootout in January of 2020. How did a young model become a leader of a Mexican drug cartel? If you'd like to know, check out The Savage Life of La Catrina, Instagram model and cartel leader Maria Esquivel. A famous Instagram star turned cartel boss queen. La Catrina, aka Maria Lopez Esquivel, was as famous on Instagram as she was in real life, running one of the most dangerous Mexican drug cartels, which bore notorious similarities with the deadlier counterparts the Medellin cartel of Pablo Escobar and the Sinaloa cartel of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. La Catrina was never one to lie low, and boasted about her high-strung life, often posing with guns on Instagram. Documents seized during the raid on her revealed how she was heavily involved in kidnapping, extortion, and other criminal activities, and had herself commanded cartel assassins. She was one of the most trusted lieutenants of El Mencho, or Ruben Osguera Cervantes, one of the deadliest modern-day leaders of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. She was famous for her tattoo on her left thigh that said La Catrina, the Mexican version of the Grim Reaper. Her rise to power. Lopez Esquivel was raised in the city of Tepalcatepec, in the state of Michoacán, Mexico, in the southwestern Tierra Caliente region. Reports say she ran away from home to live with an unnamed member of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel in the Michoacán municipality of Aguililla in 2017. Lopez Esquivel was in her teens, and the fast life of drugs and crime seemed to have fascinated and enamored her. She was inspired by actress Kate del Castillo's portrayal of a female drug boss in the Spanish-English television series La Reina del Sur. The drama of the narcotics world was something that Lopez just couldn't resist. Little did she know that in reality, it was grim, savage, and notorious. But what she did not bargain for was the law. What made her even more eager to join the drug cartel was stories of how her favorite actress, Del Castillo, along with American actor and film director Sean Penn and ex-husband of Madonna, secretly met Joaquin El Chapo Guzman in October 2015, 3 months before the Mexican military captured the co-founder of the Sinaloa cartel. Lopez, or La Catrina as she came to be called, joined the CJNG cartel in 2017. The fact that she had fallen in love with another of its leaders, Miguel El M2 Fernandez, drew her into the game of drugs and violence even more. She lived a glamorous but violent life. Under the stewardship and guidance of LM2, Lopez Esquivel rose up fast in the ranks of the cartel. So powerful had she become that at the time she was shot by police, she was in charge of paying criminals, leading assassinations, indulging in extortion, and even being involved in kidnappings. She was already infamous and notorious, which is why she was known as La Catrina, or Dame of the Dead. She wasn't even yet 21 years old. Her dreams of becoming the boss queen were now reality. Lopez lived a glamorous lifestyle within the cartel. She was feared and revered in the same breath. Growing with her was the modern CJNG cartel. It was founded in 2009 and operated internationally in the Americas, Asia, and Europe. The rise of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. The CJNG rose to power between the years of 2013 to 2015. In just 2 years, they established themselves as one of the leading and deadliest cartels in Mexico. What might have contributed towards making the CJNG the undisputed cartel in Mexico was the absence of El Chapo, or Joaquin Guzman, who during the same years was on the run constantly from the law, escaping twice when they caught him. This weakened the Sinaloa cartel. Moreover, the eyes of the DEA were more focused on Guzman, so they didn't realize another player was emerging on the drug scene. Moreover, it was being run by a woman even deadlier than El Chapo as alleged. She was the drug queen, La Catrina, and she rarely took prisoners. The CJNG rose to prominence between 2013 and 2015 and has been regarded as the most dangerous and largest Mexican cartel under their leader, Ruben Osguera Cervantes, aka El Mencho. The CJNG's tentacles spread all across the globe, emerging the leader among all other cartels vying for the top spot in Mexico. The fact that the CJNG had become the largest cartel ever in Mexico was the hefty reward of $10 million that was being offered by the Drug Enforcement Agency of the U.S. for the capture of its leader, El Mencho, shortly after Lopez was gunned down. It turned out to be the highest reward of its kind ever offered. The CJNG were savage and ruthless. Despite ferocious competition and the army bearing down on them heavily, the CJNG did not dim the red tide of blood they left in their wake. The wave of violence they unleashed on the country was like cancer. Being heavily armed, the CJNG was responsible for hundreds of Mexican massacres, and La Catrina was part of almost every one of them. They did not even spare the military and targeted important figures in the Mexican army. The leader, El Mencho, was once one of the lieutenants of El Chapo and helped run the Sinaloa cartel. He was born into a poor avocado farming family, and like all drug dealer stories, saw that fast life and money could be easily got from drugs. After working briefly as a drug dealer, El Mencho lived illegally in the U.S. and even worked there as a drug dealer. He even joined the police in the Mexican state of Jalisco before switching sides to begin his meteoric rise through cartel ranks. So notorious had the CJNG cartel become that it was not unusual to see bodies dumped in the open. One notorious incident involving the CJNG cartel was when the authorities, in 2009, found a truck abandoned in a residential neighborhood of tourist city Cancun. Inside were the remains of 3 men with the note, "We are now the new group Mata Zetas, Zeta killers, and we are against kidnapping and extortion. And we will fight them in all states for a cleaner Mexico." The rival Zeta cartel had well and truly been eliminated. Valued at $50 billion. With Lopez alongside El Mencho, the CJNG was valued at an amazing $50 billion and became the most powerful cartel in Mexico. The CJNG cartel unleashed a wave of terror and violence in its wake, cementing its savage reputation of being one of the deadliest drug cartels in the history of drugs. El Mencho methodically eliminated competition, and with his trusted lieutenant La Catrina at his side, he was proving unstoppable. There were multiple incidents of hangings, assassinations, and disposal of enemies often viewed suspended from bridges. Once they declared war on the Zeta cartel and the weakened Sinaloa cartel, La Catrina helped CJNG take over the Mexican drug industry. In a particular incident in Veracruz in 2011, the CJNG disposed of 35 men of the Zeta cartel and stuffed their remains in 2 trucks that were found on the street. In just 18 days, the body count rose to 100 people massacred in Veracruz alone. Since 2011, it has been all-out war in Mexico, sometimes with other cartels, and sometimes with the Mexican army. In 2016, the avocado export industry in Mexico was worth $1.5 billion, and this is what the cartel tapped next. La Catrina also helped in extortion of avocado farmers, forcing them to pay up as protection money. La Catrina was growing overambitious. Maria Esquivel was soon getting bolder. According to security forces, she enlisted a group of spies, paying them $210 a week to filter information about other cartels and the army's plans to CJNG. Her voice allegedly surfaced in a video confirming the orders handed down by her seniors. One of those orders was a grisly and macabre attack on a convoy of police officers in October 2019. The cops were executing a warrant at a home in Michoacán City, Aguililla, when they were ambushed by La Catrina's men. She even unleashed graphic images of policemen lying on the ground and a department pickup truck riddled with assault rifle bullets. At least 9 cops were also wounded in the attack. A video also showed 2 police vehicles being set on fire. The next day, the Jalisco New Generation cartel gunmen left written posters on a board in the city claiming responsibility for the attack. They issued a warning to other policemen not to try and do the same or work with their rivals. La Catrina was now infamous and rightly known as the Dame of Death. Apparently, it seems she went too far. And from then on, the Mexican police and army were hell-bent on clamping down heavily on the CJNG cartel. Its lucky time had come, and La Catrina would be its most high-profile victim. The fall of La Catrina. In January 2020, the police received a tip-off that Lopez and her henchmen were at a house in the city of Aguililla. It turned out accurate, and a team of heavily armed police commandos were sent to capture them. It is obvious that Lopez would never surrender, and what ensued was a long and bloody shootout. This time, however, the cops were well prepared, and the cartel soldiers stood no chance against the heavy firepower. 6 gunmen were captured, a lot more dead. Lopez was grievously injured in the attack. Video footage captured her dying moments, shot in the neck, even as a police officer asked her to hold on because help was coming. Her famous identity mark, her tattoo, was clearly visible for all to see. Videos and photos posted on the internet showed the woman wounded on a stretcher with a tattoo of a Catrina on her thigh. Lopez was battered and bloodied. She struggled to breathe because of the injury in her neck and was photographed still holding a pistol. A Mexican soldier tried comforting her, but then carried her to a waiting helicopter and passed images of gunmen kneeling on the ground. The soldier could be heard speaking to her, saying, "Relax, dear, the helicopter is coming for you." The serviceman said, "Relax, dear, you're going to be fine. Try to hold on, okay?" Unfortunately, when she was taken to the hospital, she was pronounced dead. The bloody reign of La Catrina had come to an end. She isn't the first, nor the last. As incredible as it may seem, La Catrina isn't the only young woman to be mixed up in the ultra-violence of the cartels. There have been more, but Maria Guadalupe Lopez Esquivel turned out to be the most famous of them. Her popularity was increased by her social skills and her active Instagram channel. Glamorous killers known as sicarias, or hitwomen, have become famous on social media in recent years, where they show off the ill-gotten gains of their bloodthirsty lifestyles, posing with expensive weapons and designer clothes. But when you live by the gun, you know what comes soon after. Maria Lopez was just 21 years old. We hope you liked watching this video, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.